How is everybody doing today? Thank you for coming. Hopefully we'll have some more people coming in a little late, but they'll get here. They'll get here. I want to welcome you to the volume 26, which happens to be the 1-year anniversary of Quarantine Comedy, which, while that's a great thing for Quarantine Comedy, it's a bad thing for the quarantine itself.
Yep.
I would not have minded only having 3 or 1. Would have been fine by me. Would have been fine. We have a nice lineup for you tonight. These are comedians that I have met during this year doing the virtual comedy on various and sundry open mics across the world, actually, mostly across the country, but I've done a few outside the United States as well. And it's always fun. And the nice thing about virtual comedy is we were able to do this 3-4, open mics a night, and they weren't anywhere near each other. Mm-hmm. Works for me. There were times I accidentally double booked and had 2 devices going and waited my turn on each of them. I try not to do that. That's just not nearly as nice. I like watching the other comedians perform, so it's always fun. We're comics. We basically love hearing laughter. So please, if you don't have any background noise going on, open up your mics. Let us hear you laugh. If you want to show us your beautiful faces, that's fine as well. We do understand that you may not feel as comfortable with that, but we'd love to see you smile. But more importantly, we'd love to hear you laugh. So please unmute your mic if you can. These are also comedians who have not been able to make a living doing what they love doing. So if you enjoy the show, please think about maybe sending a couple $s their way. We have 2 ways that you can donate. PayPal.me/BD comedy and Cash App $button-down comedy. I will put that in the chat a little bit later. Okay. But it's been tough. And I apologize if my set tonight is a little off. I had some edibles earlier. I'm not sure how strong they were. Does anybody know what they usually put in edible underwear? So it's been one of those. Let's start my time. There we go. Been one of those things. And am I the only one who is disappointed that edible arrangements is just fruit? So it's just been one of those times. And they had this big ad campaign, "Say No to Drugs." Personally, if I start talking to my drugs, those are probably the good ones. And they always talked about the new math. And if with homeschooling, I don't know if you've had to deal with the new math, but basically for us comedians, new math was Pacific time plus 3 equals Eastern time. That was for people. It was a little different mathematics, but same idea. And then you heard all this about microdosing, and I realized microdosing is just because we're freaking poor. We can't afford the full dose. And they always talk about all the best places to take drugs. Personally, I think the DMV would be the best place to take drugs because you're going to be there for a long time. You might as well do something fun. See some faces here, and they have a flavor of weed called Girl Scout cookie. That's very popular. Why don't they have a cannabis flavored Girl Scout cookie? It seems only fair. And I'll lay odds they'll send a whole bunch of them, especially to the people who've been smoking the Girl Scout cookie. They're going to want some munchies afterwards. I was actually driving along. I saw a billboard for CanaCon 2020. Yeah. It's a convention, an auditorium full of people smoking weed. I always thought that was college. Well, I've been to some conventions, and I'm not sure that we're ready for it. Because at conventions, they love dressing up in theme-related costumes. I don't think someone dressed up as a blunt is going to really be a good idea. Or a bag of Doritos. especially when the munchies kick in, because I don't think you wouldn't be a bag of Doritos. That's not going to work. And of course, with COVID, clothes. I mean, it's been 9 months. Maternity pants will be necessary. And I'm not talking about pregnancy. I'm just talking about that COVID-19. You know, the stretch pants are getting awfully tight. You need to do something bigger. And for those of you looking for the next big business opportunity, if you didn't jump on Zoom prior to the pandemic, jump on pants manufacturers now, because once we get into the real world and have to actually start wearing pants, the ones we own are probably not going to fit. Huh. So you will have to buy some new pants real quick. I wondered about how this whole quarantine and mask, social distancing was going to affect security work, because finding the masked assailant is going to be a bigger challenge right now. And of course, you have all these people who are anti-mask, and they say masks are useless. Well, let me tell you, if you're going to raid the Capitol, masks are useful. Mm-hmm. If you're going to talk to a reporter about raiding the Capitol, masks are useful. Yes. As a side note, maybe not give them your name. I mean, we had people that were taking selfies with the security guards. We had a lady who was live streaming a commercial for her real estate company during the raid. We had people stealing things from the Capitol, putting them on eBay under their own name. We had a guy who had his phone number on the back of his jacket. Mm-hmm. This was not insurrection at the Capitol. This was America's Got Darwin. Yeah, it's been a tough time. And what I want to, the whole conspiracy things just drive me buggy, because they now are saying that Joe Biden died last year. Trump's been running everything. In August, he's going to announce this. Are there expiration dates on these things? Because I'm really getting that feel of that. Okay, 2 out of 3. Okay, 5 out of 9. It just keeps going. And as far as the vaccine goes, is it the first dose or the second dose that gives you the mutations? I got to plan my costume for the crime fighting. And if there's a third arm and I don't plan for it, it's just a hump on my back. I got to know. All right, I'll end on this. I am looking forward to the end of the quarantine and being able to get back to some semblance of normal, be able to see people smiling faces, be able to read their emotions, be able to accidentally spit on them when I talk. That is my time. Now we're going to bring in some real comics for you. Our first comic actually has been on our show before. He's been one of the people that I've seen. Well, I used to see a lot on the Zoom mics. He took a little break for a while, but I've seen him more recently coming back, and it's very nice to see him. He attributes his entry into stand-up comedy as a case of midlife crisis. Basically, apparently, no other options. His other options were a toupee, a sports car, or a young girlfriend. So let's bring to the stage a real good friend of mine, virtually, hopefully in real life one day, Yash Punati.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Geo. Glad to be back here. I remember all the fun I had last time with a good crowd. Back here. Seriously though, yeah. By the way, I'm guessing that the smart ones among you would have guessed that I am from India, and you'd be right. There's 1.3 billion of us Indians, so 20% of the world population is Indian. And guess what? When I go to these kind of Zoom rooms and comedy rooms, nobody, just 1 or 2 here, maybe, that's it. So, I'm kind of guessing that my people are probably busy preparing for some kind of a spelling bee competition somewhere. They're busy with that stuff. or probably lined up for a sale going on at Dollar General. We are cheap that way. Uh, yeah, these people, I'm telling you. By the way, there's one stereotype I want to address right up front, right? You guys think that we Indians, we are not into sports. Not true, okay? It's just that we prefer low impact sports, maybe like Scrabble, tic-tac-toe, or hangman, okay?
Yeah.
Those are our things, all right? That's where we excel. So my name is Yash, and I am a Hindu. Okay, that sounds like a start of a AA meeting, but yeah, I didn't mean it that way. So one time, a good friend of mine, a Christian friend, was kind of gently poking. He said, "You guys have a monkey god and an elephant god. How does that even make sense?" So I said, "Well, Steve, not everyone has a normal religion with a talking snake or a burning bush or a virgin birth, okay?" Yeah, he did not like that. He did not like that at all, okay? By the way, I was born a Hindu, but now I'm an atheist. So I had to stop believing in hundreds of gods. So all of you out there, you should be thankful that neither the Hindus nor the atheists go door to door to try and convert you guys. I mean, can you imagine the marketing spiel that we could do, right? By the way, high concept fusion comedy right here. I'm throwing in Yiddish words in the middle of a Hindu set. Anyway, so if I'd knock on somebody's door, I'd say, "Hey, how about, would you like to have a choice of gods? Go ahead, pick a god, any god. One with four heads, four hands, multiple births, reincarnation, no commandments, no dress codes, no rules really. You want to leave the religion? No death sentence for that. Yeah, we don't really care." I mean, Hindus don't do door-to-door campaigning to increase their numbers because, we do it the old-fashioned way by not using birth control. By the way, this happened a few years ago. I was getting ready to go out, and there was a knock on the door. I go and I see these two smiling, well-dressed gentlemen. They wanted to know if I heard the good news. Of course. Is this the one about the McRib making a huge comeback? Apparently not, because that's what he said. No, and started taking out some kind of paperwork to save my soul or something like that. I said, "Hang on, here, talk to my dad. I got to go get ready." Dad was visiting from India, so said, "Here, talk, guys." And they went upstairs. I'm getting ready, and all I'm hearing is Dad's voice. He's talking about, the divinity, Hindu concept of philosophy, and all the mythologies and so on. Not one word from those guys. So I'm getting ready. Take me 20 minutes. I come down, and Dad is just getting warmed up with karma and reincarnation and whatnot. And those guys, yeah, they look like a truck hit them, okay? Yeah, as I was leaving, they also made an excuse and walked out with me. I felt bad for them. I really felt bad. I said, "Listen, guys, sorry, I could not talk to you. If you want to come back next week, love to chat with you some more." And this one guy asked, "Is he going to be there?" Pointing to Dad. I said, "Of course, he'd love to talk to you some more." Yeah, I may be wrong, but I think I heard the guy say, "No fucking way."
Wow.
And ran back to their car, beep beep. He even made that sound, right? Like a roadrunner. Yeah. So yeah, that evening when I got back home, uh, Dad was still, he was all pumped up. He was like, "Yeah, this sounds like a great deal. We should go door to door in the neighborhood and tell everyone the good news about Hinduism." Like, "Oh, no, Dad, no. Listen, these people already hate us for not putting up lights during Christmas. Okay, so I don't think we need this anymore." Anyway, yeah, this happened the other day. I was at a parking lot of a grocery store, and this lady comes up and asks me, "Are you Indian?" Okay, now that seems like a simple question, but it's usually pretty tricky there. You got to be careful. She could be asking to, maybe some kind of a help with spellings. or maybe a yoga position, right? Or even some kind of a tantric sex thing. Yeah, all those are fine. But if you're looking to find out who stole your grandma's life savings, this IRS scammer guy, no, no, I'm not Indian. I'm actually Jose from Mexico, right?
Yeah.
Just Jose from Mexico. Oh, by the way, I totally understand. When people say, the other day, one guy screamed at me, said, "You guys, you stole our tech jobs." That's fair. That's fair. You know what? Totally fair, because you know, middle-aged white ladies stole our yoga teacher jobs in this country.
Yeah.
So I know where they're coming from. Absolutely. Yeah. Anyway, that's my time, guys. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks, Joe.
And let's give it up for Yash. Thank you, Yash. Yash Punati. Yeah, Yash, I like Scrabble and I like tic-tac-toe, but as a white man, I stay away from hangman.
Good one, yeah.
Well, our next comedian comes from Miami by way of New York City, was raised in New Jersey. And while most people speak in full sentences, Fasil speaks in setups and punchlines. Admittedly awkward, but hilarious to the core. Please welcome to the stage, Fasil Malik.
Thank you for having me, Geo. This I'm loving it. I wanted to do crowd work, but it's going to be hard to do crowd work with just comics. I don't think that is conductive.
We have a couple. We have a couple.
Oh, we do.
We have, Dr. James, we have Megan.
Dr.
We
James
have
and Megan, do you want to show your picture so I don't feel like so it's not like an awkward first date? All right, there we go. Dr. James is in the house. Is Megan even real, or is she a spy trying to get our secrets and give it to other Zoom people? So what are you the doctor of, Dr. James?
Chiropractic.
Chiropractic? Cool.
Yeah.
Well, believe it or not, when I was young, my mom wanted me to be a doctor, but I would rather be a virgin. I don't feel like it. What'd you say, Dr. James?
It's less expensive.
Yeah, exactly. Less expensive. That's true. That was another reason. I just didn't feel like being 6 figures in debt to do something I wasn't sure of. But the thing is, the reason why I couldn't be a doctor, Alisha and Yash, is because I'm scared of blood, and that's not a success for being a doctor. Like, you don't want your doctor to look at you and be like, I can't see you. Sorry. Playing hard to get doesn't work there in that instance. But this crazy thing, does anyone here know Megan K actually? Is this a real person? Is this okay, just making sure. I didn't know if this is a Zoom bomber that would just pop up and just unleash themselves. But I was gonna say to you. So this crazy thing happened to me the other day. This woman sent me 10 consecutive text messages and left me 2 voice messages at 1 a.m. in the span of an hour. Talk about playing hard to get. I mean, well, she was persistent, and persistence did pay off. As a result, I blocked her. And I never block exes on social media because I want them to see how successful I will become. #savage. You can block me on social media, but you can't block Netflix.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I'm happy that Geo has an alter ego there, because that's like double the population with this button down thing. Without that, that would be like 7 people. So
Yeah.
we have 8 now because of that. It makes it legit. And then Alisha and I got the email to not have brick walls on our background tonight. So we're doing that. And then Yash and Geo, I feel like they're doing the show at the same place. They're just in the different rooms to not make it so obvious that they're together doing the Zoom show, obviously. So that's great. I'm my favorite one. Geo just went up to. Oh, he's pulling a Matrix. He doesn't want to look like he's copying Yash. He's doing it. He's standing up horizontally, doing this show. He's vertical.
There you go.
You want to do it upside down? You should do it so you're facing upside down. And then the people are like, "Oh my gosh, this is amazing." All right, so you know what? I might as well do crowd work. It's just me, Alicia, and Yash, basically, that are looking, and Geo, obviously the host, that are looking at each other. So what's your favorite holiday, Alicia?
Halloween.
Halloween? All right, that's good. Well, my next Halloween costume is going to be a snooze button. That way, women will start hitting on me. But yeah, I like Thanksgiving because whenever I go home for Thanksgiving, my aunt, she puts a turkey with a sign that says "Eat ham," which I find to be hilarious because it's in a Muslim household. And so for St. Patrick's Day, that's a holiday I like. I like that holiday a lot because I go up to a person that's drunk and say, "Oh my gosh, you're Irish also?" Yeah, it catches them off guard. I mean, come on, everyone's a little Irish, so it kind of works. But the reason that I want to be in a relationship is because if I'm talking to a woman and she's not interested in me, I could be like, "Look, I'm not hitting on you. I'm actually in a relationship. I was just trying to sell you a timeshare." See, that pulls up my quota for selling more timeshares and just becoming rich. Maybe I could do timeshare comedy. But let's see. So it's the pandemic. Pandemic's impacted us. I'm sure Yash is loving life with the pandemic, right, Yash?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Exactly. It's I mean, you get to stay away from people, so that's good. I mean, in case relationships don't work out for me, I'm staying 6 feet away. I'm being safe, parents. That's why I'm still single. It's good being single. I don't want to get COVID for Valentine's Day. That's just not a romantic gift for me to get. But benefits of the pandemic to me are that forces me to do Zoom shows at home. So as a result, I save thousands of dollars on cologne.
Ah,
Another another benefit of the pandemic is if you buy 3 nights on a cruise now, you will get another 14 for free. This joke was sponsored by Pfizer
What?
and is recommended by me, the
No,
doctor.
no.
I love it. I'm like telling a joke, and I feel like I'm hearing voices. Am I going crazy? Or are you hearing voices too?
Yes.
You are? Is it you, Alicia? Are you have this special talent where you just not say anything and it sounds like you're talking? Are you practicing
No,
with a
it's not.
puppet in the
It's
background?
not me. It's
It's
not
not you?
me.
Oh, so Megan's actually here. Megan's real. Megan is not a figment of my imagination. I'm like, who is this Megan person? I'd laugh if this video opened up for Megan and it was a guy. Like if it was Dr. James, this alter ego Megan. All right, so let's talk about the pandemic. So here's a third benefit of the pandemic. It's that whenever I see a woman take off her mask, I get turned on so hard. It's got to be because I'm Muslim. Other day I was walking by, I was running Geo, and this woman's like really close to me. Um, while most people keep their masks off, not her. She just did that. I'm like, wow, just like that. I didn't even have to buy you a drink. I mean, whenever I see a woman do that, it makes me want to whip it out, my smile, and unleash it, the mask. If all goes well, we could take it to the next level and she can show me her ankle.
oh, okay. All
No,
right.
Yash is like so romantic. Like I know arranged marriages, you need permission for that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Alicia, they've tried that. My family's tried arranged marriages on me, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm not interested in eHarmony. Like if I wanted to torture myself that much, I would do Christian mingle. 'Cause, at least then I could have a valid excuse for something not working out. Because I don't know, I don't think I could fool anyone into thinking I'm Christian, even though I'm not. I'm Muslim. But I've tried that too, because my friends they love giving me dating advice. They're like, Fasil, you try too hard, just let her come to you. I'm like, yeah, right. I could stay home for the rest of my life. Only way I'd find her is if I was attracted to Jehovah's Witnesses. I once met this annoying Jehovah's Witness. She told me she believed in suicide. I go, really? Prove it. Positive side of the story. As a result, I saved thousands. I don't know. But the positive side story, as a result, I'm now a motivational speaker. There we go. I'm just like I feel like this is a awkward first date where I don't know what I'm getting out of this, but at least you three are real and you're here. So that's great. You ever see Spider-Man?
Yeah.
A little bit. When I look at Alicia, I feel like she was on Spider-Man. She was like Mary Jane or something. That's the vibe I get out of her. I don't know. I just yeah, you are. That was your disguise. You have a TV credit, Alicia, and you don't even know it. As a touring comedian, you could be like you were on Spider-Man. Not many people can say that. I can't say that. I mean, they'd be like, yeah, right. You were not on Spider-Man. Maybe Slumdog Millionaire, but not Spider-Man. Yash was on it too. Yash was my father on that,
Mhm.
and I was the son. And we were trying to save the world, and it just did not work out. We could diversify the nation, Yash, if you and I were to combine forces, a Pakistani and Indian,
Oh yeah.
doing comedy together, different parts of the country. I think Geo planned this lineup like this. He just wanted complete diversity on one show, and you couldn't get more diversity than Alicia, Yash, and me. I mean, any more diversity would be a transgender dog that was a cat. Like that's probably the way that would add more diversity to the show. That would be hilarious if there was a cat that wishes there were a dog, and like how they could communicate that to us. I couldn't imagine that. And like, how would they even bark or whatever? I'm thinking too deep now. This is not what I wanted. This is not the direction I was trying to take this. But so you know what? I want to talk about. I was at a dentist's office the other day. I see the light. I appreciate it. I was at a dentist's office the other day, and I had my tooth drilled into, and it was painful. It was so painful that it made getting rejected from a woman a pleasure, because at least then I didn't have anything awkward in my mouth. So yeah, no, if you feel like you enjoy this and you want more, you can find it on all these Zoom shows. I'm just gonna open up a Zoom show and just talk to myself, and you can just follow me on there, and we can. And, yeah, right. I'm not gonna do that. Definitely not doing that. But you can follow me on Instagram at Fasilicious. It's not a joke. I chose that because it sounds like delicious, but facile in it. I mean, of course, it's tempting. You can't resist the facilicious. I mean, also facilized. I was thinking that, but I'm like, that's too intense. I got to get to know someone first before I go in depth with that. But okay, this is my website. My website is ineedfacil.com. Yeah, I know. The reason why I did that was because someone took fasilmalik.com. They wanted to charge me $1,800. Are you kidding me? I wouldn't even pay $1,800 for fasilmalik.com, let alone that. But they thought I was gonna be a big star, and here I am. And it's Friday Night Zoom, so he's really killing it there. And it ended up he tried paying me to do it, and I'm like, nah. If anything, you're gonna pay me to hang out with you. All right, you guys been great. I appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
All right.
Let's keep it going for Fasil. When I see a woman take off her mask, I'm from the South. I'm just happy with his teeth.
Uh-huh.
Hopefully everybody's having a good time. We have our headliner next coming up. She is the host of the Wish You Were Here Online Comedy Showcase, which is actually on Sunday, April 18th at 9 p.m. Central Time. Our next community, please give it up for Alisha Rayne.
Yay.
Okay, very cool, you guys. Thank you so much.
Yay.
We're just zooming. We're just gonna have a good time. It's cool. It's cool. I too got the vaccine, and yeah, I mean, besides the third eye, it's all good. It's all good, you guys. You know, and we're all just kind of following our dreams here. That's all right. You know, we all got day jobs. You know, and I just want to, you know, thank Geo for, you know, taking a time out of being a mob boss to follow his dream. You know, so that's so cool, Geo. Very cool. Yeah, I am from South Dakota, which is one of the only flyover states that you would go to on purpose. Okay, and the reason why is because we have a little thing called Mount Rushmore, which is a statue that can't be easily torn down by an angry mob.
Thank God.
But that's on the west side of the state. I live on the other side where it's just farming, hunting, and meth. Okay. Yeah, we're on it. For sure. Hunting is like a huge deal in South Dakota. Crazy. Like when hunting season comes, you know what that means? That Budweiser and Jack Daniels are gonna make a hell of a lot of money. Because alcohol and a loaded firearm go together like alcohol and unprotected sex. Okay, it's kind of like a peas and carrots situation there, for sure. And the hunting, what we hunt is called a pheasant.
Really?
And if you don't know what a pheasant is, it's basically a duck and a turkey mixed together.
Wow.
And it's just kind of a dumb bird. Like it can only fly high enough to get murdered, basically. And the pheasant is hunted so much that during hunting season, when I see a pheasant, I think to myself, dead bird walking. Yeah. And the town that I live in boasts the largest pheasant in the world. Okay. My town is like, this is the largest pheasant. Now, when I say that, whatever you're imagining isn't it. Okay. Godzilla-sized pheasant is what's going on in my town. If I was in the movie Ghostbusters and Gozer the Gozerian was like, choose the traveler, the State Puff Marshmallow Man is not what I would choose. No, it would be this pheasant. Okay. At night, it is terrifying. It is the stuff of nightmares. Yeah. Yeah. So that's where I'm living. Okay. Other than that, it's a pretty basic town. Like when it's pretty basic Midwest town. Most people who live there either have kids or they have a lot of kids. So yeah, and then like the names of the kids are pretty interesting. Like some people name their kids Dallas and Austin, and they'll never go to Texas. Okay, people will give their kids high adrenaline names. Okay, Chance, Chase, Ryder, Hunter, Danger. Okay, chances are they're all in the same carpool, so that's good. Planet. And chances are you will know somebody named after a type of cheese. Okay, I know 9 Colbys and 1 Pepper Jack. It's weird. It's weird. And where I work is kind of a funky place. Like the outside of the building says library, but what I like to call it Hall of Perverts. Kind of a potato situation there. But I've been back in my hometown for a couple of years, and I realized that my favorite thing to do is leave. Yep. So I was in California for a little while, and they are very healthy people there.
We're in California.
It's a real sea salt of the earth kind of people. And I lived in LA for most of this time. And so they're so healthy that I was invited to a vegan potluck,
Oh.
which was surprising because I didn't think they ate food.
Ah,
Mm.
Yeah. But if you're ever invited to a vegan potluck, do yourself a rock solid and eat before you go.
ah.
Yep. Because when you go to like a Midwest potluck, there's casseroles as far as the eye could see. Just a variety of salads made with mayonnaise. Okay. The amount of desserts is intense. Okay. You have apple bars, lemon bars, granola bars, so many bars. When you leave one of those potlucks, you are so full, you feel like you're gonna die. When you leave a vegan potluck, you're hungrier than when you arrived. Yeah. So I think part of it is because sometimes it's not recognizable as food. Like one time I went to a vegan wedding and that was written on the invitation. I went to a vegan wedding and I had a piece of a vegan wedding cake and it was so dry, it was like eating a piece of ceiling tile laced with Trump approved asbestos.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah. I took 2 bites and I thought to myself, man, I am a good friend. Yeah, but I am actually pretty unhealthy. I don't remember what water tastes like. So yeah, yeah. And I actually went to McDonald's the other day and they have a new sandwich, like because of the McRib and how popular it was. They have a new sandwich. It's called the McPorterhouse.
Mm.
But in the end, it was just a mistake. Yeah, I've been thinking about going on a diet. I have been thinking about it for about 15 years, and I'm still narrowing it down. The last time I went on a diet was the Slim Fast diet. And I don't know if it worked. You know, you're supposed to have 2 shakes and a sensible meal. And for me, I was like, the more shakes, the merrier. Get over here. You know, that's when it was original recipe Slim Fast. So it only had 2 ingredients, sidewalk chalk and more chalk. Delicious.
Oh.
Delish. But now some of these diets are too intense. Like the keto diet, no, thank you. Okay. That diet is so strict, they are jealous of vegans.
Wow.
Yeah. So the diet that I'm most interested in actually is the fasting diet, which some people call anorexia, but when you add Jesus to it, it becomes divine, right? And that was his intention the entire time. You know, he looked at his friend Peter and was like, do I look fat in these robes? And he was like, I need to get back to my pre-baptism figure. So he went to the desert, starved himself until he hallucinated, came back a brand new Lord and Savior. Okay. He became the Richard Simmons of Bethlehem. Okay. The ultimate diet guru. And it worked. Okay. When he died, he looked good. Okay. thirst trap good. Okay, he looked fit. Okay, he didn't just look fit, he looked CrossFit. You know what I'm saying? Like, so good. Yeah, I actually feel kind of good about myself. It's been a year since I quit smoking. How cool is that?
Oh,
It was actually really tough because I smoked for so long that my smoking habit was old enough to drink,
Ah,
and
Wow.
drive. It was weird. So yeah, and I do miss it sometimes. But the thing I don't miss is the warning label. Like, we get it. You're bad for us. You know, like the warnings label is like a bad boyfriend who's like, I'm no good for you, baby. I know. I could tell you from across the room when I saw the bedazzled cross on the back pocket of your jeans. Okay? Those jeans are only worn by Middle Eastern men and Midwestern women. And you're neither one of those things. Okay? I can tell because you are close personal friends with the band Nickelback. Yeah, you guys used to jam together. Bad news, Bears a Reno, okay, is what that says to me. And I could tell because when we met, you were trying to sell me an affordable cell phone plan on the street. You know, and I thought to myself, it is my lucky day. And it's so funny, Lucky was also your name. So, yeah, good times. You know, I really feel like I'm just colorblind to red flags. So, yeah, I feel like, you know, there are a lot of weird stereotypes out there. And one of them is like people who are blind will try to touch other people's faces to try to physically see, like physically like feel how some person looks. And letter A, that's not true. Okay. Letter B, if I even accidentally touch somebody else's face, I am so grossed out. Like people's faces are gross. And for me, I'm like asking myself the question, how long can I wait before I wipe my hands off on my jeans? How long? Okay. And how would that even work? Like a blind person touches your face and all of a sudden your acne turns into some sort of braille. You know, they're like reading the pus-filled bumps on your face. And it says that you look like how Seth Rogen's laugh sounds. Terrible. Yeah. Yeah, that ain't it. That does not work for me or anybody. I have been in quarantine, you know, and I was going to try to do that whole online dating thing, but I don't really like it, you know, because everyone lies. You know, all the guys are trying to make themselves not seem like serial killers by hiding the lotion and the basket. And all the girls, they're just trying to find the best angle, you know. Oh, there it is, right there. To hide my double chin is you know, how that rolls. But to me, I just want to be able to cut the bullshit. I want to be able to go up to somebody eventually and just be straight up with them and say, you make me want to make poor life choices. I just want to get lost in you for 3 years. And then when we break up violently, start a raging drug habit that causes me to lose my job, my friends, and my family. My kids still don't talk to me. But I think that's too many words for a Tinder profile. Okay, so I shortened it to likes a good spicy mustard. I think that's gonna reel them in. Yeah, but until I find that person who likes spicy mustard, I've been reading a lot of romance novels. And when I say read, I mean skim, because get to the dungeon already. And it's just like there's no use really reading these novels because they're all the same. He's a vampire billionaire. She's on the spectrum and homeless. Together, love. Like it's just not working for me, but I do skim quite a bit of them. But the one novel I will not read are the Christian romance novels. Okay? Because Jesus in the bedroom kind of ruins the mood. Okay? And the only time God should even be in the bedroom is when you're finishing. That's all I'm saying. I don't know how I feel about religion, about God, any of that. Like if I had to put my religious status on Facebook, it would say it's complicated. But I do worship one God. And that's the porcelain God. Am I right? Yep. Usually around 3 a.m. on a Sunday, I will, after a very long night of sinning, just get down on my knees and purge all of my sins. And he just flushes them away. No, that's a God you can count on. Guys, I just want to do a couple of quick impressions before I get out of here. They're just kind of fun. But this is my impression of a saint, a hero from a little known country called France. This is my impression of Joan of Arc. Bonjour. Huh? Frickin' nailed it, man. That was so good. That was so good. I dare you to tell the difference. So good. Okay, so this is my impression of the great Cleopatra. Okay, Queen of the Nile herself, Cleopatra. Okay. Okay, that was so good. I gave myself chills. Okay, look at that. Look at that. That's goosebumps right there. Okay, full on goose. Where's Maverick? I don't know. That's how good that impression was. Okay, guys. Okay, this is my last impression. Okay, this is one of the most worshipped figures in the world. Okay, this is my impression of the Virgin Mary. Okay, Virgin Mary. Shh, don't tell nobody. That's my time. I'm Alisha Rayne. Thank you so much.
Okay. So, Alisha, your Cleopatra impression was so good that apparently it knocked Yash off his chair.
I was trying that. Yeah.
Oh, there's always Yash's ceiling fan. Well, that's everybody. Let's keep it going for Alisha Rayne
Mhm.
and for Yash. Fasil, who had to leave, but we appreciated him doing his bit. It was a great show. Thank you everybody for coming. If you enjoyed the show, please come to our next one. Spread the word. Tell your friends to come join us. Because really, this is much more fun. The more people we have in the audience, the more laughs we get. So please spread the word. If you follow us on Instagram, on Facebook, or Twitter, Button Down Comedy, we will be posting our future shows there. Also, this show will be on Facebook and YouTube. I'll probably have that up later tonight or tomorrow. If you want to watch it again, or if you missed parts of it, feel free. But thanks for coming, and look forward to seeing you again. And thanks again, comedians, for performing. We had a great time, a lot of fun, and look forward to doing it again. Everybody have a great night and drive home safe.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks, Geo.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.